Hey everybody, we are going to look at making a table of a proportional relationship and then taking that table and putting it into a graph. So the situation of the problem is that Hillary is looking for a gym to join. One gym offers a membership for $25 a month. Use this information to complete the following. First, we're going to make a table. Complete the table to show the relationship between the number of months at the gym and the total cost of the membership. So every month, it's $25. So I'm going to label this as X and Y because this is really going to help us look at our equation. So X is your independent variable, Y is your dependent variable. The cost depends on how many months you have the membership. The number of months doesn't depend on the cost. Like months aren't going to stop if the cost stops, but the cost is going to stop if the month stops. So the cost depends on the month. And every month it's going to go up, or it's going to be $25. So if you take 25, multiply it by the number of months, which is X. Remember in algebra, when the number is right next to the variable, it means multiplication. It's going to give you the total cost. So in this proportional relationship, the equation is y equals 25x. And the number in front of x, it would be k. How much is it constantly changing by? Every month it's changing by $25. So if the person had the membership for 0 months, 25 times 0, $0. And that makes sense, right? Like if you haven't joined the gym at all, if you haven't done it whatsoever, you wouldn't pay any money for it. If you joined the gym for 1 month, so $25 a month times 1 month, 25 times 1 is $25. Y equals 25. And now we're looking at 2 months. So $25 a month for 2 months, 25 plus 25, or 25 times 2 is 50. Here we would take our monthly rate, multiply it by 3. 25 times 3 is 75. Finally, Y. 25 times 4, after 4 months, you will have paid, or Hillary would have paid $100 for gym membership. So you're always taking X, Y equals 25 times however many months. Okay, so what is the slope or rate of change? There's a lot of different words here. This is the same thing as your K. What is it constantly changing by? It goes 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. It's going up by 25. We could also do 25 divided by 1. That's 25. 50 divided by 2. That's 25. 75 divided by 3. That's 25, etc. Because your rate of change is y divided by x. And we always get 25. So your slope is $25. We'll call it K right now. Is the table proportional? Explain. Yes, because I'm going to take you a minute to type into your answer into Nearpod, but why is it proportional? If you said because y changes by a constant amount, every time x changes, by a constant amount. And when you divide y by x, you get the same thing. Y over x always equals 25. Here I said, like, as x goes up by a constant amount, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going up by ones here. Y is also going up by a constant amount with 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. So now we're going to take a look at what this looks like on a graph. And x always goes back and forth, and y goes up and down. Okay. And I know my x value, that was, I'm just going to label my x's. Months. That's how many months that Hillary had the gym membership. And here is the cost in dollars. So that'll help me think about putting these points on here. So she did 0 months. It was $0. I can put a little 0 right there. 0 months, $0. That's right there at the origin, where the x and the y axes connect. That's 0, 0. Okay, after 1 month, it was $25. So I go to 1 on months and up to 25. That's going to be halfway between 20 and 30. 2 months, it's going to be 50. 2 months, 50. 3 months, 75. That's going to be halfway on cost between 75 or between 70 and 80. And then finally 4 months, $100. So I've plotted all those points. Really important. My graph goes through the origin and is a straight line. So every time x goes up by 1, y goes up by 25. X goes up by 1, y goes up by 25. I don't know why they do this, but when you're talking about slope on a graph, it's called m, but it's the same thing as your k. M and k are the same thing, as is the same thing as unit rate. We've just got a lot of different names for it, but your slope, m, and I always wonder if they call it slope because you got all these hills when you make the letter m. I don't know. M equals 25. Every time x goes up by 1, y goes up 25. We say this has a steepness of 25. It has a slope of 25. Is the graph proportional? I'm going to give you a minute to type in the chat how you know if a graph is proportional. 2 ways to know. Okay. If you said yes, it goes through the, remember that's the origin, and is a straight line. All right. So in the table, we could see here on y that it's going up by 25s. That's our constant, which is the same thing as our slope, telling us how much that line is increasing by. It's increasing by 25 on y every time x months increases by 1. Okay, hopefully that was a little bit helpful. Thank you so much for your attention.